Hey DT!
What do you want now?
What do you get when you cross Rob the Robot with the Harvest Moon series?
I already know it's gonna be lame. What?
A transfarmer, eh?
Yep, I was right.
The galaxy is full of unanswered questions.
But none so important as who will win in the fight. Join me,
TJ,
and me, Dark TJ,
as we
take you
on a quest to discover the power inside Amiibo
and settle in Smash which Nintendo All-Star reigns supreme.
This is Smash
Supremacy!
Calling all retro gamers bleep bloop bleep bloop.
Do you want to hurt him as bad as I do?
It's me, TJ.
And me, the Raging Retro Blaster Master, Dark TJ.
Welcome to episode 22 of Smash Supremacy.
Today, two nearly forgotten icons of gaming times gone by. See which one of them has still got it.
The monochromatic 2D titan of the watch world, Mr. Game & Watch.
Or the NES peripheral disguised as a robotic operating buddy, known as Wally.
Rob.
Whatever.
To gear up for this Retro Rumble, we've invited a special guest who knows how to kick it old school. Joining the battle is new media content executive producer and gaming historian, Korey Nicholas.
Yo DT, what's up, brother?
Keeping it dark and on the mark.
Hi Korey, I'm here too.
Yeah, I saw you.
I'm a true Nintendo OG. You have to use that kind of slang to be hip with the kids these days. And unlike most people watching right now, when the NES was first released, I was at ground zero. Never mind these gamers with their emulators or retro stores, I bought both of these products when they first came out.
Thanks for lending your expertise, but before we break into battle, let's show off some specials.
Show me your moves.
Mr. Game & Watch might seem pretty one-dimensional, but his special techniques certainly aren't.
This monochromatic chef cooks up some chaos by flinging 5 foul foods from a frying pan.
His honor hones the lessons he learned in the old school and rains judgment with his game gavel.
The higher the number, the harsher the sentence.
I don't see Mr. GW putting out any fires, but he loves himself some parachutes and trampolines.
Got some energy to burn? Gamey's got you covered. In oil, that is.
When his bucket is full of energy-based projectiles, he throws it back as oil.
Rob got a major upgrade from the days when it took him 4 months to move a chic and spinner top.
This new and improved Rob has some seriously souped-up specs, including a laser beam, but it has a little bit of a cooldown after use.
Rob's Robo-Rotor is a callback to his original solitary function, except for real Rob to complete the same number of revolutions is estimated to take about... Actually, he'd still be doing it.
Our Robo Buddy 3.0 packs some heat. His Robo Burner thrusters blast off to new heights.
How do you say this? Gyro? Gyro?
Gyro.
Rob produces a spinning top like the one he used in the olden days. Only this time he chucks it at you. Someone should rig a real Rob to do this.
So Korey, there aren't too many gamers out there who've had first-hand experience with both Rob and Mr. Game & Watch. Who's gonna win this? Can you shed some light on the mystery of their history?
I can't stand that nostalgic paperweight that looks like Wally's anorexic little brother. When you bought Rob back in 1985 for $200, which was about $500 today, you quickly realized that Rob stood for robotically obsolete burden. Only 2 games were made for this robot reject of regrettable regurgitation. You didn't even need him to play those games, but Nintendo made you think you did. All you had to do was rip the controller out of his hands and play it yourself. Those 2 games were Gyromite and Stack Up. Gyromite was kind of fun for its day, but as far as I'm concerned, Stack Up wasn't even a real game, but a glorified tech demo to show what Rob could do, but all it did was show you what he couldn't do. It took him nearly 2 minutes just to drop a block on the A button to make your character do a simple jump. Next thing you know, the second wave of NES systems were sold without Rob. So what does that tell you?
That a gimmicky interface doesn't translate into a desirable product?
Well, yeah. Besides that,
At least they learned their lesson.
when Miyamoto gives up on a Nintendo product, then you know it sucks.
Hey, the Wii U is an awesome console. In fact, it's where we were born.
I know that meatbag, but sucky system sales prove that the gaming community at large has rejected the Wii U to the point where they're willing to miss out on the best games of the generation. Most gamers will never even know it's way more fun to touch your Wii than to connect your X-Bone.
Not in that way, DT. Anyway, Mr. Game & Watch was Nintendo's first unofficial mascot back in 1980 in a portable LCD game called Ball, which turned out to be the grandfather of all Nintendo's portable systems, including the vomitous Virtual Boy, which still had more games than Rob. This character has made over 60 appearances over 35 years. That's longer than Mario's been around. Of course, you'd never know that because that ape-abusing plumber always stole the spotlight. Just ask Luigi if you don't believe me.
Plus, Gamey's got Dark Side down pat. Ain't no way Top Spinner tops that. You saw the way he dropped the ball in Brawl Subspace Emissary.
Okay, I get you guys aren't a fan of our little robotic operating buddy, but it's hard to overlook all those weaponized upgrades. In that special way that only Nintendo can, they reimagine characters and concepts from the past and make them new and inspired for the next generation. Rob is the prime example of how Smash Bros. Is a love letter to the fans. I love you too, Nintendo.
Enough of the mushy stuff.
Let's power up the amiibo
And settle it in Smash.
The winner is R.O.B.
Rob's robotic precision and system upgrades gave him the edge, and our operating buddy stood the test of time 30 fights out of 50.
Which means Mr. Game & Watch came up flat.
According to my calculations, Rob rolls away with the win by a margin of 60%.
Guess that means Gamey dropped the ball.
He has! Look! We're all tied up.
You'll understand if I don't jump for joy.
Let's see how our player pals at home did.
Just under half of you were totally wrong.
Which means the other half correctly calculated the combat conditions and called the contest for Rob to reappear in round 2.
You know what, Mr. Layman Watch? Why don't you just turn yourself sideways so I don't have to look at you anymore?
I hope whoever had the final say in allowing Rob in the game never reproduces, and we keep their chromosomes out of the human race.
Maybe you'll feel better after a nice relaxing game of Stack Up or Gyromite. Ha ha!
Thanks for sharing your vast retro gaming knowledge with us, Korey. I know your love of fighting goes beyond the controller. Got any good recommendations?
Yeah, when your fans are done watching video game warriors, they can watch real-life warriors fight to the death in fantasy battles on Warrior Showdown, where you decide the winner at www.warriorshowdown.com. You can catch us on Twitter, YouTube, and like us on Facebook. Some of our actors include Lou Wagner, Gary Hayden, Tom Quiche, Ethan McDowell, Natalie Sensula,
Don't forget about Azim Risk and Jennifer Karras.
Catherine Annette.
and Ken Dickinson, so check them out as well.
That sounds totally awesome.
My grandfather told me, always grow up, but don't grow old.
Sounds like good advice to me.
If video games made you happy as a kid, then keep on playing. Remember, there was a time back in '83 when video games almost went extinct, but it was support from fans just like you who helped them survive, and now they're a permanent part of our culture. It's also because of fans like you why TJ, Dark TJ, and I are here today. I thank you all, and good luck.
Catch you later, Korey. Now for this episode's Combat Comment.
Stabony Joe writes, how are you gonna do a Smash tournament with rounds without a roster of perfect 64?
That's a great question. The 3 Mii Fighters bring the total number of Smash characters to 58, and since 58 isn't evenly divisible by 4, it will eventually leave us with an uneven number of matches down the line.
Boring! This is a fighting show, not a math class.
While it's too early to explain the details, rest assured, we already have a solution in mind.
And no, we're not using any alternate skins or custom moves. You won't see Alf or any of the Koopalings in Smash Supremacy.
But our Koopaling Custom Amiibo will be making an appearance very soon on Custom Conquest, so I hope you'll all check it out.
Next time on Smash Supremacy, a score will be settled that goes all the way back to the second generation of Pokemon.
These two Smash Bros. Veterans appear in the same game for the first time.
The Psychic Pokemon Mewtwo does battle with the Fighting Steel-type Pokemon Lucario.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for playing.
Darkside out. If we do this, we do it on my terms. Got it?
Deal.
Then follow my lead. You're backup.
Roger Dodger.
So you want to be a master Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Do you have the skill to be
Number
number
one?
one? I want to take the ultimate step, find the courage to be bold,
Pokemon.
to risk it
Pikachu,
all and not forget
Pikachu,
the lessons that I
Pikachu,
hold. I want to go
Pikachu,
where no one's
Pikachu,
been, far
Pikachu,
beyond the crowd,
Pokemon.
to learn the
Pikachu,
ways and take
Pikachu,
command. Use the power that's in my hand. We all live in a Pokemon world. I wanna be the greatest master of them all. We all live in a Pokemon world. Put myself to the test and be better than all the rest. So you wanna be a master Pokemon? Do you have the skill to be number one? We all live in a Pokemon world. I wanna be the greatest master of them all. Pokemon. You may now revel in my greatness.
That was fun.